Hello. It's been a little while, humblest apologies about that, but it's time for another couch session. So, my name is Mundy, this creature here is Caper, and today I'm going to talk to you about the five, little perks about being divorced or nearly single or newly single. Look at her, she's very cute. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Please like, subscribe, share, all of that. I promise I will try to do a bit of content a little bit more often. Like I said, life got in the way. But without further ado, let's get started with perk number one. The first perk that I would like to talk about is food. Now, I am a bit of a foodie. I could probably lose a couple of pounds. Just saying. I'm aware of this. But in my foodiness, I really like cooking. I probably, go all out with food just for myself more than probably most people do. But that's my prerogative, and I get a great deal of pleasure cooking new and exciting ingredients. And I probably do eat, I do eat more than I probably should. Let's just leave it at that. But the nice thing is, I can choose what I want to cook. I can choose when I want to cook. And I'm not beholden to somebody else's whims, likes, dislikes, preferences, and time either. And if I feel like not cooking and just having some toast and cheese for dinner, that's fine. If I don't feel like having breakfast, that's fine too. I can just cook what I want, when I like, and it's wonderful. Now, obviously, if you're going to have someone around for dinner, there's a timing thing and allergies and preferences taken into consideration, but that's on my terms when I invite somebody for dinner. It's not day in, day out trying to placate another person. So that is definitely an excellent perk, number one. From food to home decor, perk number two. So you may not actually like my home decor, but I do. But one thing that was always a source of not necessarily conflict, that's too strong, but there was certainly a preference from the ex to have very non-feminine decor in the bedroom, in particular for the bed covering. And it's very refreshing and rather lovely to have florals on the bed. I'll put a picture up so you can see what I mean. I really like it. And the great thing about being single is I'm not answerable to anybody else about my decor. I'm quite a tidy person, so I can have things just so without worrying about somebody else's mess. But in particular, I can choose the bed coverings and things like that I really like. Part two of things in the bedroom is temperature. Now, as a menopausal woman, at night you can get surprisingly hot, and then you just want to throw off the bed covering, and it's great not to have to worry about disturbing anybody else. There we go. It's nice. I'm enjoying having the king-size bed all to myself. One of the best things about being single is being in full control of the TV remote. Let me just tell you that I will not be watching any war documentaries about the Second World War or the First World War or anything like that ever again. Now, obviously, if there is a conflict that's current, that it's on the news, well, of course I'm going to watch that. But, a whole TV series about something from way back when, it ain't going to happen. I'm also not going to be watching a sporting event that I have no interest in. Just saying. But yes, being in full control of the TV remote is wonderful. There have been times in the past where I felt guilty about watching something that I wanted, but no longer, because It's my house, it's my TV and my remote, and I can watch precisely what I want when I want. It's very refreshing. I have a confession. I am not a good sleeper. I do not have great sleep hygiene. I will be working on this at some point in time, but I do struggle with not necessarily falling asleep, but I do struggle that if somebody, the dog, or myself, needs to get up in the middle of the night, sometimes I do struggle quite a bit about actually falling back to sleep. And being single means that I don't actually have to worry about waking somebody else up. Again, with, tossing the covers off in a full menopausal flush, or because I can't sleep, I'm not disturbing anybody else. If I have been tossing and turning for an hour and still can't get back to bed, I often do turn the light on. I often, and I know I shouldn't, will play some mindless games on my phone just to kind of help me fall asleep. But the great thing about being single means I'm not disturbing anybody else, and it really doesn't matter. My sleep hygiene is probably not the best either in terms of a very regular sleep time of, when I go to bed. Something that I'm working on, but if I feel like going to bed at 8 o'clock, or if I'm, doom scrolling till about 11:30, I'm not disturbing anybody else. It's just me. And that is perk number 4 about being single, is that it doesn't really matter whether I'm, wide awake at 3 o'clock in the morning or not. I'm not disturbing anybody else, and that is a good thing. And the 5th perk is being able to have adventures with not necessarily having to consider anybody else. Now, of course, if I go away on holiday, which I have done just recently, I've been to Bali, which is another reason why there wasn't a video earlier. So, sorry about that. Other than the dog, and obviously I need to get her looked after, I'm not beholden to anybody else. If I decide to go away for a weekend, I'm not beholden to anybody else. I can decide, weather and money and time permitting, the adventure of what I do in my own time is my own. I don't have to check in with somebody else. Now, obviously, if I want to invite somebody along to the adventure, that's a different matter. But the decision to go for a drive somewhere that I haven't been to before, or to take a different route, or to go to a new restaurant, or to go to a new park, or to go visit friends, or to go to the beach, or any of those sorts of things, it's my decision. And I don't have to check in with anybody else. So it does make life a bit more adventurous and a bit more sort of spontaneous too. And that's just been quite a delightful discovery. So thanks for watching and tuning in to discover my 5 interesting perks that I've discovered being newly single. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that. I promise not to take so long between videos, or at least I'm going to try not to. But life sometimes does get in the way. But yes, anyway, thanks again for joining me, and see you next time. Bye.